Hello people, this is probably the last Ramadan video because today is the last day of the Ramadan this year. And well, I'm glad to tell you that since the previous video I haven't broken the Ramadan, so well, that's quite good. And well, I'd like to sum up my thoughts and experiences on this month. And well, you decide what to think. So first I would like to start off with the negative experiences I've had. First of all, I was sort of hoping to get some financial improvement since I stopped buying alcohol in this period. I thought well, that would do some good to my bank account, and well, perhaps it did, but at the same time I experienced that I ended up spending much more money on food, and it's ridiculous because well, most of the time when we went shopping and like getting some food for Iftar, and then we were like pretty much like obsessed with just getting something. Oh look, like this, oh I want this and that, and then at the end of the day we couldn't even eat half of the stuff because our stomachs got so tiny at this point that like it's we barely eat anything. So but then again, I think that food won't be wasted either, so it's interesting. It's not such a big negative, I would say, and perhaps if you are a bit more conscious about your nutrition, then you can actually well, get away with it. When it comes to health, well, a lot of you claim that Ramadan is very healthy. Well, it's hard to confirm or disconfirm it, and I assume that if it is healthy indeed, the benefits won't be notable after just doing one Ramadan, because Muslims do it every year. I just did it once now, and so it's a bit difficult to say anything about this. But what I experienced was that well, the dehydration seemed to be a huge problem, and well, as far as I know, like even though I consume like, let's say, 2 liters of water during between iftar and suhoor, well, the body uses this up pretty quickly, so you should be hydrating yourself constantly during the day. And this has been a bit of a pain because like I had some headaches like almost every other day due to dehydration, and it's also very difficult towards the end to even consume sufficient amount of water and liquids, because well, okay, today I think we have in total 5 or 6 hours maybe to eat and drink, and well, it's difficult. 5-6 hours including sleeping, I might add. And yeah, so that's a challenge. I didn't like this part. Also, when it comes to my mood and energy levels, I experienced that in general I was less energetic, and maybe I had bigger mood swings during this period. But of course, this is again understandable. If you're hungry, then you get snappier. So I think these were the negative parts of it. Now let's go over to the pros. I think, well, it was very interesting in a way that I was just thinking about Christian holidays, and in Europe mostly we like maybe the biggest Christian holidays are Easter and Christmas, And although these are religious holidays, there's absolutely no spirituality whatsoever left in it. I mean, during Easter, we just paint eggs mostly, and then yeah, just get some holidays. And Christmas, in Europe at least, it's only about stressing about getting presents for all the people you know, and then chopping off some trees, and that's it. And well, even though this is a religious festivity, there is no reflection on spirituality whatsoever, in most cases at least. While Ramadan, I think by nature provokes you to contemplate some important thoughts, like I mentioned in the previous video. Well, the first interesting thought was just to start appreciating what we have and what we take for granted, like what a luxury it is actually. But I think it goes beyond that, because while you were fasting, or at least while I was, the obvious questions emerged, like, why am I even doing this? And so what's the point? And then some of you in the comments even suggested that, like, could it be that it's Allah's will, perhaps, that I just somehow decided on doing the Ramadan? And it's an interesting question, and I can't say yes or no for sure. It's a thought, and I like thinking about these things, like being in doubt in general, because it's an interesting process to think over all these things, and to question your beliefs. I think I don't know if I'm correct about this, but I assume that Muslims may gather strength from doing the fast, and like get a reinforced faith after having finished the Ramadan, and I think that must be a really good thing. And for my part, well, I obviously, as a non-Muslim, it's slightly different for me, but I also did get to learn a little about Islam during this period, and I think this knowledge was really valuable. And well, like I said, this is definitely a more valuable, more interesting religious event than what we have in Europe, in the Christian societies. Also, I'd like to point out that just the fact that that I was doing something different, well, it's always exciting to try something new. And well, I'm not sure what to say about recommendations, like can I recommend other people to try this? It's difficult to say, but I think perhaps it could be a good idea, because at the end of the day you get to learn about a different culture and understand different habits. And I think this will be really important in today's world, because as the globalization progressed, our cultures are interacting more and more with each other, but we still lack the understanding, and that's the main reason why we have racism in this world and all these conflicts, I suppose, because we just we can't understand each other all that well. And I think in order to be able to understand different cultures, we have to experience it. and this like doing the Ramadan at least gives you an experience on a few things. So that's why I think like even non-Muslims should try it at least once. Also, the fun part is that the iftar becomes such a central part of your day that well, it's almost like a festivity. Like, and every day we were planning, okay, what to have for iftar, and we made nice food in general, and well, it becomes a very well, a very nice celebration in your everyday lives. So it becomes an event that's quite interesting. Like what you would just consider to be dinner, now it's something more. Now it's the happening of the day, and that's quite interesting. And it certainly gives more value to the food and drinks you consume. I think that's quite nice. However, I also think that it has a negative aspect to it, like making eating such a central thing of the day. I mean, in general, I always thought that eating is just something we have to do because we need food and we need water. And well, I don't know what I'm trying to say with this, but perhaps the idea is that there should be other more valuable things to be focused on. But there are. I mean, if I suppose that if I was also doing, I was also reading the Quran on a daily basis. I suppose, if I'm not wrong on this, Muslims have to read the Quran during this period. And well, I tried to pick up some stuff about it too, but for my part, I haven't reflected on the Quran as much as Muslims do, I suppose. So yeah, I think this is it pretty much. Yeah, and well, I'd just like to say, give a huge thanks to all you people who followed me on this and encouraged me, and it was really great, and you certainly given me inspiration to learn more about Islam, and to just keep digging into the Ramadan too. And I haven't made up my mind about doing the Ramadan next year yet, but we'll see. It's again, it's some food for the thought at least. Like why have I done it? What have I gained from this? All these things have to be considered and reiterate over the thoughts. And I think this is, well, this is important. If there is a ritual that provokes thought, well, that's quite good, isn't it? So thank you very much again, and Eid Mubarak for tomorrow, and well,